New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network presents A Grand Vision, a 30-minute exploration of the emergent vision of New Thought Media Network. Get ready to explore the grand vision.
And hello again, dear ones. Rev Robert with you here on a Monday afternoon. It's 4 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone, and that means it's time for A Grand Vision. Love having you with us today. Please feel free to comment along. Let me know what you hear, what you enjoy, maybe what I'm missing. But I appreciate you being here. And for those that may be new to the program, every Monday morning, 7 a.m. here on the mountain on New Thought Media Network, we do a program called Monday Morning Visioning. And on Monday mornings, we get together and practice the vision process and look at one of the questions that we ask in our visioning. And we've been asking it for weeks and weeks and weeks and going on years now. What is the highest vision for New Thought Media Network? And then each week we also gather those that are willing to send to us what came forward for them. We add that in. So I like to start off this program each Monday afternoon by sharing with you what came through in its raw form and in its base form, and then explain a little bit of what we do with this stuff. So for me, what came through was an avenue of positively inspiring music, media, and entertainment, a space for authentic exploration and meaningful demonstrations, hope and surrender and promise, a ministry of spiritual leaders, practitioners, and more. And I have an acronym for more, Movement of Reality's Evolution. So it is a ministry of spiritual leaders, practitioners, and the movement of reality's evolution. Whatever that might mean, I have an idea, but I don't know for sure. What came through for a few other folks with us, Brother Wayne shared overlapping circles forming patterns of empowerment. Overlapping circles forming patterns of empowerment. I love that. Linda Plaster, seeing, living, being light. I saw a garden lattice with multiple flowers and vines, colors weaving and displaying unique beauty and interworking. Beauty changes constantly. It was so dynamic and lovely. And then our dear Fiona from over in Geneva added, creating ripples of new thought teaching that touches every shoreline with its positively empowering broadcasts and dynamically guided spiritual practices. Wow. So that's part of the emerging vision that's revealing itself for New Thought Ministry and the New Thought Media Network, this ministry. And what I know is in the visioning process, I look for the things that don't go away. In most of life, I look for the things that don't go away. As things continue to progress, as things continue to move in this ministry, in my own life and in your life, as changes happen, then we go with what keeps happening, what's happening, what's showing up. What I'm trying to say is I don't get too caught up in something if it only shows itself once. But the things that reveal themselves again and again and again within the vision, those are things to pay attention to. So by having these notes, by having all these various notes, from myself, from other people, we start to see patterns emerge. Brother Wayne spoke to that. Patterns of empowerment, overlapping circles of powers of empowerment. Right? We start to find the things that keep showing up, that keep reminding us we are in the midst of a mighty powerful process. This co-creation process is not for the faint of heart. Let's put it that way. Because when you really get into this and you're really living this philosophy, then the demonstrations don't feel like miracles. They feel like everyday occurrences. And I believe that's what the intention has always been about, is not to create churches and not to create this and that and the other thing, but to create an experience and therefore an environment where we can demonstrate that we do understand these principles and we are using these principles, both individually and on the collective as well. And that's what we do here at New Thought Media Network. We are looking to create these new experiences so that we create an environment, an opportunity for people to, well, live their philosophy, live this philosophy. I may have shared this last week. I don't remember, but I've recently been reminded of a thing and in a talk that one of our younger adult leaders in the movement had shared. And that is the concept that the science of mind is truly a faith, a philosophy, and a way of life. We are a faith in that we believe in the things unseen. We're not a religion because we don't worship those things or assign a deity or assign something to those things. We have a faith in the things unseen. We have a faith that the power for good is operating on our behalf. We have faith that we live in a co-creative universe. We're a philosophy in that we don't teach people what to think, but we teach people how to think. And we encourage people to use their sense of critical thinking and creative thinking to create conditions, experiences, opportunities, engagements in their lives that are, well, for the good. And we are a way of life, a way of living. You know, we aren't incarnated in these bodysuits and these body temples to not live in them, to not have a good time, to not enjoy the experiences of being human, whatever that may be for you. What I have come to understand is the more faithful I am to living this philosophy, the more my lifestyle aligns with the things that are necessary to fulfill a great, great vision, to fulfill the vision of my life. And I know full well that if this is happening in my life, then this is happening as your life, in your life as well, that you have these capabilities as well. It's simply a matter of each one of us saying yes and stepping into that place of, yes, I'm moving myself forward into a greater degree, a greater dimension of livingness. And the day will come when I do that without the body temple. The day will come when I move into a greater degree of livingness beyond the human experience. And in this moment, the human experience is necessary, and I kind of like it. It's kind of fun, if you ask me, so I'm sticking with it. I'm holding on to that experience of the body temple, of the human experience. I no desire to go anywhere else other than that anytime soon. And what I know is that collectively and together, we're bringing forward amazing things. And when I look at what has already occurred here on the New Thought Media Network in the last 3 years, I am astounded. And somebody asked me today, how many show hosts do we have? And we're right around 20 hosts, 20 different show hosts that are currently and active on the New Thought Media Network. And that means there's probably at least 10 or maybe even 15 that have been with us at one time or another and just aren't currently producing a show or aren't currently with us on this network. That's all good and well, because the more of an environment we create, well, the greater experiences we're going to create. I mean, think about it. Here are some of the shows, right? Here's my favorite show, Friday mornings, myself and Reverend Elzia. I also have the good news on Friday. We've got Pastor Michael on Friday. Thursdays has the Vibrant Living Hour. Wednesdays, Rockin' the Love with Robin and Gil. If you're not watching that, trust me, it's a great show. The Joy of Living with Reverend Barbara Schreiner Trudell is on Fridays. Practicing Infinite Possibilities with Lindsay Linebeck is on Fridays. I had a great conversation today with Lindsay, and she is super excited for the new season of her program that's coming forward. We've got the Spirit Cafe on Wednesdays, and I do want to talk about this. So the Spirit Cafe, here's a sneak peek. The Spirit Cafe is going to move its time frame. Yes, currently it is at noon Eastern time. Starting on July 5th, they will be moving to 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Let me go check. I might have wrote this in here wrong. It 2 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 o'clock Eastern. They're going to move to 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 o'clock Eastern on Wednesdays. And that's kind of the cool stuff here. Now, for the next couple of weeks, they're still going to be in their current time slot of 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, but they're moving to 2 p.m., going to do move their program to the afternoon. And I had a great conversation with Cheryl Rogers today around many of the same things that are happening in what we're doing here on New Thought Media Network. I'm going to leave some people out only because I'm probably going to forget some, but the joy is in the journey. Reverend Gina is still with us and going strong. Tuesdays, if you haven't caught Poetry, Prayer, and Practice with Tracy, my gosh, what a great program that is. Zoe DeMuro is on Thursdays with Choice, Your Creative Superpower, also really fun. For some reason, I don't have Sherry Johnson's, let me see if I can find it over here somewhere. Sherry Johnson's program, which happens on, see, when you leave somewhere, you lose your, there it is, Global Focus Today, on Tuesdays, where she gets to focus in on on the various focus ministries around the movement. There is just so much that's going on, and I want to real quick touch on a few of our most recent additions to our lineup. Again, here on Mondays, I do a Grand Vision. Another great show, Living Enlightened. This is happening on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Reverend Dr. Elizabeth Canty from Florida is bringing us a great half-hour program, The Joy of Integrating Spirit, Mind, and Body. And she actually takes about 45 minutes to do all kinds of fun stuff. I'm going to encourage you to check that out. And we have 2 brand new shows coming this month. In June, we're going to premiere, first off, we're premiering the Spiritual Toolbox with Reverend Dr. Brock Ford, discussing life's diversity challenges and blessings. This is going to be on Thursdays at 3 o'clock Pacific time, which is 4 o'clock Mountain time, which looks right on my calendar here. So we're going to invite you to join Brock on Thursdays for Building a Bridge of Understanding, Healing, and Thriving. I think this is also going to be a great show. Talking with Brock and what he's got going. It's taken us a little bit longer than intended to get that running, but it's here. It's coming June 15th. Get ready for that. And then the following Monday, Growing Edge Live with Ali Benjamin, Inspiring Minds, Healing Hearts, and Transforming Lives. That's going to premiere on Monday, the 19th of June. So we've got 2 new premieres coming up this month alone. And I want to show you the calendar here for a minute too. You'll notice some other things happening. So this is effective July 5th. There's Spirit Cafe has moved down to the 2 o'clock Mountain Time zone instead of up in the morning. But I really want you to take a look at what we've got going on with our Spanish language programming. So Emma Moreno still has her program. It's at 9 o'clock Mountain Time for 15 minutes. And then a team of practitioners and ministers provide Living in Prayer, a Spanish language programming, at 9:30 for a 15-minute prayer time. So for everybody that loves English prayer time, 8:15 a.m. and p.m., join us. Check out, come listen into a Spanish language prayer time. I love it. And also, Emma's got a new program, or a newer program, in the 7 o'clock Mountain Time on Tuesday evenings. We have more Spanish language programming happening there. Also, it's not in here on the schedule yet because we're still hammering out the details, but we're going to have a Spanish language programming on Saturdays coming in this summer as well. Oh my gosh. And folks, that's just the broadcast programming. When I look at the vision that's happening within New Thought Media Network, well, my days are pretty full with conversations around how we're going to bring new ideas, how we're going to expand the audience and the opportunities for our hosts and our co-creators to move in the direction of their dreams, of their desires. And we've got a couple things in the work. I can't talk about it just yet. I know I say that a lot to you guys. But what I can tell you is we are getting really, really close to our community platform. Now, some of you may have heard about this, and we haven't been talking about it too much. However, the time is ready to get started talking about it. We've got one or two things that still have decisions that have to be made, and a few things that have to be changed before we can open this up to everybody. So if you are on our community platform, yee, right on. If you're not on our community platform, then by all means, hang tight. You're going to get an invitation really soon, I promise. And what that's going to allow us to do is have more direct communication and a more intimate experience, a more engaged. I don't want to say intimate in that regard, because some of the vision gets pretty darn big. But what we're going to have is a more engaging experience of community, where we can more readily jump into rooms together, where we can have more community-based experiences that aren't necessarily being broadcast out to the world, more places to be in community together rather than just watching a program. And not just, because these programs, I mean, when you think about it, the amount of I don't want to call it all entertainment, but the amount of spiritual information that is provided by New Thought Media Network every week is astounding, is amazing. Our Saturday morning Science of Mind and Spirit conversation series is on its third year. And if you haven't caught this program, my gosh, this is totally the demonstration of a vision. 7 speakers revolving throughout the year, sharing from the Science of Mind textbook, and then we do that chapter by chapter. And then when we run out of chapters in the textbook, we visit the archives and look at the history of the movement and how it's applicable, how we can make that happen today. There is, from my perspective, the vision I see is that the day is coming where we have our own television channel. The day is coming where we have a thriving, vibrant, focused, and dedicated spiritual community online with its own platform. The day is coming where you'll be able to find New Thought Radio syndicated across the nation. The day is coming where we're going to host the New Thought Arts and Music Festival in 2025. The day is coming where we will rent a campground and have a family camp out where people from all over the world can come and hang out for a few days and experience authentic spiritual community in a relaxed and inviting atmosphere. I fall back on the Margaret Mead quote quite a lot. Never underestimate the power of a small group of committed individuals to change the world, because that, in fact, is the only thing that ever has. I think we're more than just a small group of committed individuals. I think we're a growing group of visionaries that can see a future and are excited to be creating that future right now, to be demonstrating and manifesting that future right now, because that's what we're doing, folks. Right now, New Thought Media Network broadcasts close to 40 hours a week of positive programming, from our talk shows to our interview shows, from our spiritual practice shows to our meditation opportunities. And we've got more coming. And we would love for you to be a part of this. If you're watching this and any part of you is saying, how do I get involved? How can I be a part of this? I want to do some of this. I want to be a part of it. Then all you got to do is reach out. Send me an email, info@ntmedia.org. Let me know that you're interested, and we'll get you hooked up. I'm trying to find that email to put it up on the screen here, but I don't have it in there. There it is. There it is. All right, that says video link, but send me your info. Let me know that you're interested, because I believe there's room on this journey for, well, everyone. And the vision I have is continually expanding. And the vision that, and it's not my vision. It's not just me. It's not just coming through me or coming to me. When I look at these notes week after week, there are similarities and alignments all over the place. Something somebody says one week shows up 2 weeks later in somebody else's voice. That is the universe reminding us, not going away, but continually sharing with us the grand vision for what this experience can be. And, I come from that. In the last 20 years, getting here, I still use words that sometimes can be a little off-putting, like ministry. And when I think of a ministry, I simply think of something that is so heartfelt that I can't help but want to spread the news. I can't help but want to tell people about it. I can't help but want to bring the philosophy into a way of life. I bet you have something like that as well. I spoke with some folks today that want to bring forward a show on green living, on truly and in a unique way, in a unique format that I think you're going to love when it happens. And we're in production. We're already moving forward. That's not going to premiere until October. I'm going to tell you that. But it's going to be a great show when it happens, because there is intention behind it, and there is a passion behind it. There is a faith behind it. It's based in a powerful philosophy, and it is going to provide each of us with a new perspective, a new way to look at how we create the environment around us, how we serve the emergence of a world that works for all, how we continue to embrace this mighty vision of a world that works for all life. It's easy to say that, well, that's already happening according to the level of the believer. Come on. We all know that there's places where life is not necessarily working for people. And we get to be a part of holding that vision of how we can get there, of how we can attain that consciousness that where life does begin to work. Not only for ourselves, but for everyone around us. And New Thought Media Network is here to demonstrate that belief. And I'm not doing it alone. There are so many amazing people. Again and again and again, I have the great pleasure of being witness to the amazing creativity that people are bringing forward. And somehow we're doing it all together. It's an exciting time. And yes, we are looking into 2025 and what our event schedule will already look like. And yes, in my own visioning, I'm already looking into 2026 and beyond, and where will we be by 2030? Because we're going to be here. We're going to be alive. We're going to be sharing this message. We'll who knows what kind of amazing things we're going to get into. And it all comes from this sense of faith, philosophy, and a way of life. I have faith in what we're doing. I believe in the philosophy upon which we are building this experience, by which we are shaping this experience. And I know that for me, this has become a way of life. And I believe for many of you that are watching this video, this has become a way of life, or you're still wanting it to be a way of life and just need a little bit more support to break free from the old beliefs, to break the chains of the way it used to be and the way people told us it had to be and the way people said it should be and the way people said was the only way. What I know is out of the only way is it emerges many ways. So together we're going to find those many ways. Together we're going to be able to it's a collaborative, creative, energetic vibration of truth. And we're cooking that all up together. Here in Colorado, we've been trying to keep up with the Pacific Northwest when it comes to rain. And you might hear the thunder in the background this evening. That's that creative force reminding us that there is a power in the universe greater than I am, and we can use that. That there is a power for good, and we may direct that. That there is a power of a vision, and we may embrace and cast that vision, and rest assured that that vision must be demonstrated, cannot return unto us void. This grand and glorious vision for who we are and what we are becoming cannot be denied. That's the truth. That's my truth, and I'm sticking with it. Folks, I want to thank you for being a part of what we're doing here on the New Thought Media Network. You know, if you know how to find me, you know how to find me, and you're welcome to find me at any time. If you don't, well, send us an email, info@ntmedia.org, and let me know you'd like to have a conversation. I'll get you the link to my calendar, and we'll sit down and have a cup of tea and talk about how you might want to be a part of this network, how you might want to serve this network, and how this network can serve you in creating the life you truly desire. I'm Rev Robert. That's a grand vision for today. I'm going to get out of here. Please join us again, 8:15 p.m. this evening for evening prayers. Until I see you, or until we're together again, I want to wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now. Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors and donors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown Atlanta, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Spiritual Center, Kitchener, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle, and all of our individual donors and sponsors. Thank you for being a part of the New Thought Media Network. Please come be you.